and they have say. Let's start the discussion right now. Yanko.
Manchester United na and here airby and they say omo ebeshia Olegon associate either ene anase ochina na omo shia social la and here airby nyina ne say omo beso omo ne kasa say emre bi atwam de obey yebo a club no omo say hia ne mo abiem and that's omo pese obeso dwumadi enim till the end of the season na obeso mu a na yebo season wi a man you benya time mre na omo dey take omo decision as to coach a omo pe na utie enkoma e free inside air bar omo say Manchester be say omo nya samre no because of two reasons the edikan omo be so mbepre omo ho obi ani omo table no sisi ya omo ye so convinced say
on is omo kofa no
on was ye kofa into omo person be pre omo. Number 2, from now kopim the end of the season there are a lot of situations ebetimi see the kind coach be say Antonio Ayala of Bournemouth say your season where we are the contract be of Bournemouth
you can free
coach be say Marco Silva of Fulham your season where we are the contract be we of Fulham coach be say Oliver Glasner your season where we are the contract be we or Crystal Palace now man who those 3 coaches say o me good coaches say what's na club be mo na club near mid table relatively smaller club na obo adwuma na wadwuma ne so ani a sometimes rich obi o wiase bia aspire to go to the top into for instance obi say Oliver Glasner oba a team o hihye o Crystal Palace no o gidi passes a Crystal Palace a big team and they will maintain the best players amano then they will add up to it then he can do more but now what you because Crystal Palace any team kese nti o hihye team bia isi agiri o hihye team bia isi agiri and one share you may be stagnant in baby abetimi djumadi na dru because only big club or more big ambitions and more big sika almost some big things so be say Antonio Ayala
Bournemouth players are what you
say Senkasa me Milos keke chimu da so team nim and nko bia ya available say menyo kwai and only baby akoni ade a ebia kasa menka obetuma catch no say menya additions bi I will challenge for the but you can't say that to Bournemouth. There is no way you can say that. Marco Silva the same thing. Enti omo need to say anhwe ya na ebia coaches ni bia omo contract ebe we o mid table no. They may aspire to go to a bigger club where omo say they can get a very good support. Now omo timi realize omo dream of winning big trophies ne amaya contenders of the big competitions, you know. Number 2, Rich, yabo World Cup, yabo season we ya na yako World Cup. There are some managers, they were club managers, but now Oma switch it to national team eduma. And say me no national teams eduma no. Rich, in Pempi, say obo major tournament we are, there are a lot of casualties. For instance, and then Thomas Tuchel, the coach of England ahead of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Rich, yabo World Cup ni wiye. Na England and drew mu target or mu pe. Na omu jese o ma anya ade a.
No.
They can get him off. Even with Germany ni Julian Nagelsmann. if they go to the World Cup and we are more convincing performance, they can flip him off. Bako, Carlo Ancelotti ne Brazil. Omuko World Cup no mujiri say na dey ya go for Italian ababe coach here Brazilian national team. They go ye dey say ke betimi ya coach our Brazil betimi dey ayebi ya man nko. Enti man you are waiting not just for club coaches omu contract be we but there are some coaches in so after the World Cup they may get into a situation where they become available. And omu ya available probably man you will prefer be say Junior Nagelsmann. But what I have to coach German national team and Tiama concentration enko Andoni Arola so. But Omunim say Comunion in be available than Caribbean Nagelsmann than Arola.
Because my owners now, it means food settlement stick with my head. Oh, England.
Yes, they are even coaches are rich. They can even do well with their country. But they become satisfied with omu target and say, oh, me German and say, me we need BB with them. Mako we need World Cup. Now me must me switch it. And Manchester United is a big club. A lot of these coaches are here. Omu dream to one day go and coach there. And the Ubetman will be say Carlo Ancelotti. Go to the World Cup with Brazil. Get to semi-finals. Right after that, he says, yeah, me jiri say the mbeye wa hano. Me team stabilizing national team no. Say man you adwuma na beda wa. One of the jobs I dreamt of doing. Me kwa coach yomo. Nti they want to wait. They really want to wait. Now enya ole nkwa. Eno mo hwe mu say till the end of the season. Obetima baba so dwuma de ndi amomo. Okaya. The last time I only buy no. Unse obeye caretaker and a fire. And a permanent. And along the line, a bouquet. Time a bouquet no mopamu ole no. It was Michael Carrick and a stepping in on Tomokofa Rafranik by. And Tia said they are talking to Carrick too. Say, look, ole ba. And Kebepe also be Babe Buano. Na akoye ole gonna associate ne Michael Carrick. Na omu etimia holding the fourth. Na omu etimidi Manchester United. According to the end of the season, now omu monitor the situations now. Ma describe now. I say if the market will favor them as to omu ambition, baby, on best omu the club they kwa.
And it makes sense.
Make a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Now, on our uni, ideally, se coach who are singing na. Except Abia, or they are strongly attached to big clubs. No? Abia available. Who will you prefer? Biao, apart from Abia, or mommy attached to big clubs. Abia, Xabi Alonso, Real Madrid. You can't make any situation say. Hansi Flick with Barca. There's BBN's Enzima and they onga say are available. And apart from mama, or me attached to big clubs are me okay. Including the national team coaches. So be available after the season.
Let me say either Thomas Tuchel or Papa Grad said Obeje Liverpool. Jürgen Klopp. Yeah. Says the clubs on Sufi.
Yeah.
On you say be a bit na Casano Baba Jiju Medina. I love the charisma of the coach, you know. The aura around him.
When say club is not possible.
Oh, Casa.
No.
Omba.
No. Club is Liverpool. Club cannot even think of betraying Liverpool to come and coach Manchester United.
Or the Liverpool is that?
Yes, and you know, minimum so be team because oh I won't be that. Conform my pledge of my allegiance to baby or my switch it in a short time. It depends on the individual and the principles. The club I know will never do that. Dabi. Into when you club on film on less.
Thomas Tuchel. Yeah. Tuchel because on Premier League, you know.
Then my member we in Tattoo. And no David Austin on the Athletic podcast. It can be say. Aside all the situations now I describe your man. Man you esa a favor a coach or mujiri say or Premier League experience.
Okay.
Inti se ekoba say head to head omanya short list of coaches. Their Premier League experience, will have a certain advantage because they think sometimes bringing someone in a autistic system not say already ebwa inti and also will be so for instance say Thomas Tuchel be available. He has Premier League experience.
The Chelsea Champions League.
But yeah, apart from Tuchel, Obiara ni utrimo.
Coach is Ancelotti me nyesho so baba.
Say tell me say if
Obiara available no baba. Ancelotti is big. Ancelotti is so big. Oba ono so de bibi sronko bi beba
into Tuchel Ancelotti. Yeah. Okay. Before you proceed, mami muta man you for no mutie.
So omo so metro
message mra. If all the coaches apart from those attached to big clubs, any club who will not come, and who would they prefer? Say after the season, Omubenya. Now, Mami teasing 1 or 2 names.
Obiabo Unai Emery didn't
Unai Emery.
Aston Villa.
Unai Emery.
And was a very good. If you ever far Aston Villa, and a cut top 4 our Premier League Nima. Always over mention Aston Villa.
Of course.
And, I mean,
Unai Emery at Manchester will do a very, very good job.
Yes.
You remember the next level, but Messiah Hayen Dino.
Okay.
What about Oliver Glasner? Glasner with what
Crystal Palace,
Frankfurt, with the materials now Crystal Palace no. They are all chile on. So convinced or deserve a big shot be said to try and see whether obet my head.
Me pecking order no. Say Ebia, yeah, no bit is a Tuchel no money idea. I think yeah, sure.
Glasner will be
yes,
fine.
Oliver Glasner, very, very good coach. Very, very good coach.
He's not a bad coach
at all. Yeah,
on him team she says so. And he seems to have a certain principle be. And our Premier League experience, And for me, the fact that it is Manchester, I understand English, I'll prefer him. Manchester with an English manager and for that, it becomes too calm. I want to crumple. I want to move on.
Also, I'm no.
Yeah, and Emfa, you need an European coach.
So, Jima Obiti said, guys, Sagisi. Me consider no
guys, the last time I watched a video of social name Mickey Bats, and now in the background you interview, so Omubodi na Omujidi said, Omo prefer no Manchester, Omonka yes, Omoka guys, I get no. I don't know the reason, but I am one crack so and so. Say, man, you are doing better or guys, I get a D and feature prominently M1 because Rich. Probably he is the only English coach. Maybe Jiri say, Ejumano, obetimi aben baby. Uye be a de how more and a de how the ono ankasa press conference no ankasa dabi. Ono no ompe. Into bia nyi di grand fees ankomo no or tena Newcastle. Oliver Glasner wouldn't be bad. Oliver Glasner ain't bad cra. Will you prefer bringing back Pellegrini from Real Betis back to the Premier League?
On our coach City da. And Pellegrini.
Yes. Probably he will cross minds. What about this coach? This Italian coach? The Oye Jumo Man City or Koye Jumama Italian national team or Domoji. Oh, what is his name? My message in this is yeah.
Although I'm Beji
Heroes, yes. Is it Robert?
The Beji no England, no?
Yes.
Oh, the DS at the Eba.
Neko.
Is this Spalletti? No.
David Spalletti.
Okay.
Roberto Mancini.
Okay.
Mancini in your battle.
Mancini is also as a Kuta. City at a point.
Yeah, of course, coaching Manchester City, Omuji League. Balotelli, him time he was the one there. Roberto Mancini. Omumbe. Onyabadu. He's strict, kakra.
Yeah.
But here we am, Rich. In all them Nkoma Ubedino, there's one thing you must understand. Adia ama amomim. Entimian survive for so long, it is still there. Enti Obo Thomas Tuchel no, Oka Carlo Ancelotti no, maybe Bo Oliver Glasner, Yebo Roberto Mancini, Pellegrini Muni Adenina. There is one thing I likely say it will be very, very influential in the next appointment. Rich, that will be say. Senior Mourinho Koka say, I wanted to become the manager. It should be a coach obejatum to succumb to a higher authority, be say director of football, a higher authority be to say director of recruitment.
Then send a bonus idea. Then we should forget about the Thomas Tuchels and the rest.
That it's not
because I'm on succumb to Zania.
You see, and yet absolute. Mami, show. That is the reason why media no coach and community no.
Okay.
Say, what do you come in area? You still think say, coach now Bebani should be someone workers. Any Christopher Vevon, a say they can work with. And so for instance, you Obi mention Unai Emery. Yeah. Emery will come and say, Mumpa Momo na Monfa Munchimbra. Well, Manchester United said Cliff say, okay, because of the coaching team, Omo Ayako for more money Oma Barada mo say projects in the Amayeno. Ye Joe Mokwana. And if you don't sack those people for Munchi to have his space with Unai Emery, will he come? The answer is no. So Mr. Thomas Tuchel, Carlo Ancelotti Muba, look at how big they are. Na workers money Vivo Musharom so I had a bosses no. It's yana project in Ekutai. And yana ye keep it up on the progress in a Emushebia. So you have to listen to us. Now you see, did you make us say and absolute say oh big person meet me no munya do say Klopp was able to work with Michael Oliver. Oliver was a nobody in quotation marks. No, on as two sporting director. But Klopp, he was able to have a good professional relationship with him. A Jumana fire. And you can even get to Tuchel. So Vivo was in Germany. Why you more workers minimum or pass you through Chelsea and I can have a relationship. The answer about here was it. The answer about here was it. That is the last layer. Apart from all the deliberation analysis you need to fix that too. Say Obi Obebano must be someone who is ready to have a relationship with those people. Na create problem. Say last away a create. So that is the situation at Manchester United. Many say before we can move on.
I went to read the message via and I said this here follow the trend. I say Richardo, as you have Chelsea interest at heart, I also have Manchester United. Now did you go to
I very recommending
well commending your man
maybe a command
Graham Porter.
Okay.
Otto Addo.
Okay.
Postecoglou. And I will Rooney.
Okay. I say one confirm back on.
Porter. Get the mama da Gucci.
Rich, before I touch on the AFCON kakrebi.
Okay.
Message now. We a interview where you read first, about Liam and him being amateur coach. Yeah. Any obedi a rebuttal about that is the same thing.
Mokai.
Ye kafa Enzo Maresca home, but at a point in time Fina and Kofo Giri say your man a time obeti my age. You see, that discussion no I won't conform pa even after no common idea no there were people I know who are Chelsea fans I talked to who raised that issue say yes and some na make any no credit but they would have wished Chelsea will breach that balance no more tilting to obi or more experience
and obi after na adwuma no na
ya mu dia say omo form the job for instance say offer Liam now for Oliver Glasner they are not obi top notch coaches but at least Glasner has won things with Frankfurt or back Crystal or BGF, so he has shown you a certain pedigree. Marriage. Unim dientia. Me quite careful. Say me bad be good entirely in football. Because any son of a story in it here.
Come and I can say what day obi say Pep.
Yes.
An example. Pep Obano. No team B of Barcelona. And then Pep one of the best.
My man Barcelona board now has gone to a meeting looking for the next coach of Barca. Time of Omufi meeting I say AFCON. The name they left the meeting with was Jose. TNU. One Laporta, era elevator. Then one board member on the Otaiko Barca reserve team training. I can say, meeting nothing in we didn't consider our reserve team coach, whom I have many relationship, many team come as a board member of the club, who has expressed quiet desire, say one day, so an opportunity of first team one obey. And to him, that board member rushed Juan Laporta in the elevator. And I say, President, come on, you are more peppered. Say, Uko show more matches, and it philosophy in the UC Bona or a typical Barcelona DNA person. And our papa say, your man opportunity now, he will step in and do it. All about to say, hey, oh yeah, sure. Say, Opa, President, Okra, friend, never. One reporter said, oh, say, okay. He stepped out of the elevator, called Pep, and I say, Ura, you didn't come out about coaches I am considered for Barcelona. And this board member, dear chairman, are you interested? I say, oh yes. Will you be able to do the job? I say, Opa, schedule a meeting for me to meet the board. I'm convinced you said you want to meet Ayala. Pep became the manager. The rest is history. I am saying, say, Rich, since Pep,
but is it always the same?
And yeah, always.
Okay.
But when someone
one out of 1,000,
but you see, that is
the trend, no?
Exactly. Since Pep buy, until I'm catch you say, Opa, bon company correct teams, you know. Now, who are the coaches of these teams? It is Vincent Company. It is Mikel Arteta. It is Diego Simeone. Oh, the old players, yeah. And then so Mukuto coaching badges. They are ready and accommodate. Say they want opportunity to do something.
Okay.
And I am even saying, say, coach the curfew. Obviously, Chelsea team is too young. As I'm crying doors what team in him. Then I refer to you, say, and the graphic that we brought. Rich, today, the champions of Europe, the finalists of the FIFA Club World Cup, and were one of the youngest team in Europe, in Paris Saint-Germain. In fact, so over the top 5, and also the top 6, teams say what Europe are more the youngest squad. You will get both the European champions and the world champions in that category.
And the graphic in the crowd too. YouTube and Shart TV.
Now, Rich, if you look at the graphic,
Strasbourg,
PSG, Parma, Toulouse, Chelsea, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Now in the top 5, no, it's the European champions in Paris Saint-Germain and the world champions in Chelsea. And who told you say you need Empeño to win trophies? You need them cry and then cry about no. You don't need 35 over 5, but you really need Empeño predominantly to win the trophies now. Oh, Rich. Now, Senkesi or Mofukro Serbia would have teased scripts
Minimum say dia Congo mo support and as a man.
No, I'm talking about AFCON winner here. Is it scripted?
And one.
That is it.
Where is it now? Where the big boys in Kwao.
My mount image video, you see something.
Mali Senegal.
When you say going into the AFCON, yeah, we call AFCON. Yeah, ports. Ports were done based on the top ranked teams in Africa. And you say, we are top ranker, you go into port 1. Now, in the source are rich. Meaning, say Jeff who have gotten the image.
They are too.
Good. If you look at this, baby, AFCON Aquacodruno. Rich, do you know what we are getting? We are getting all the teams in pot 1 and the top 2 teams in pot 2 in the quarterfinals.
Matches na no share.
And see, you have AFCON, the best 8 countries on the African continent. Do the last 8 of the tournament.
Senegal, Egypt, Algeria, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Mali.
That is it.
Almost in the quarterfinal. Now look at the parents. Mali, Senegal, Cameroon against the host country, Morocco. Now the Saturday, no, because we're near Friday games, you know. Saturday, the first match, Algeria, Nigeria. Now we're in Egypt, Ivory Coast, defending champions. Matches with you. I'm saying, AFCON with them say for the big boys.
Me need be but me who AFCON is here.
Go ahead now,
and is it just even AFCON? Me who international tournament?
Yeah.
No World Cup, not Euros, not Copa America, not Asian Championship. You do the final 8, and the best 8 countries on the continent. Me who be that? For instance, you ever go World Cup, Rich? Nanki do quarterfinals. Now offer the FIFA Coca-Cola ranking now the top 8 and almost like a bomb. That would have been some spectacle, and FIFA would have blown the quarterfinals out of proportion, and that is what the African continent is talking about. Rich, Morocco, Cameroon. How do you separate? Algeria, Nigeria, Mali, Senegal, West African derby. I just them where the senior we are too. Rich, then Egypt,
Ivory Coast.
Damn.
Me sure say can't for no to make say.
Yes.
Fishes we the ama competition no.
Yes, yeah.
Said any ade ne person ekọ no na ekọ no. But Nigeria be show Algeria.
Yantubasi.
Omo show.
Yantubasi.
Algeria team no. Omo fa pa no but.
Yantubasi o.
Once Nigeria didn't catch Tunisia o.
Me metiase. Say oh she enra game na. And how they can. Rich, don't forget the Algerian team. DR Congo no muyo no. Also met Nigeria. Ekosi saying.
Nigeria.
Enti.
And I say Mia
to beat
one bisaka name stick.
No bre. Yes. What bre.
Okay man, I'm saying akwana to team.
And we defend in ordinary chikra. He gave up.
Asamaba.
No bre.
Ti akwana 10 ya pa.
No born share. Rich. Me say country bia etime DR Congo every competition don't underrate them.
Okay.
And unimadie ba kwa Emma make us say be very very careful about Algeria team no. Rich. Unim the difference between sometimes your skin are black when you go tournament and no more skin are white when you go to tournament. Eya kwa kwa say bar some few examples with the black Africans, no. Rich, the Maghrebian countries, no. Ayana omunya coaches they are able to take the tough decisions. Enra, do share what you are going off bench in the
yeah, off bench ba no be say.
The Oman assist Haji Musa every bench in the
yeah.
Rich, players many you omo film do omo buy. We had my rest. How many
is
what just a bench captain or did you be or cotton bench or after or coaches no more coach team no and more motivation or more 90 minutes or no more cassa and sa quarter is what gives a team some vibe not to go and win. Rich imagine say Sankasa same game and Nigeria neighbor and Victor Siemens or met and what she on and sometimes on Ghana, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Nigeria. So no man a year free tournament team no. Okay. Say, Rich, would the script not fit if the next game Ekoba say Algeria in Nigeria? People will say, and Tokona Victor Osimhen look my coin, you know. A Didiko dressing room because I know there were reports say Victor Osimhen say go back to Turkey. Chinchina or so few. Assuming they are able to manage those situations. Now Algeria ko you say Kim. Rich, we can have something to say. Ebia, the harmony in our camp was broken. And I no man kitchen no. Now, who said there be a more tournament in a Cameroon bar, especially who say eto TV VIP. Rich, he will still be at the VVIP against Morocco. And Moroccans must be careful. They are the host nation. They are one of the best and as a favorites to win. But the second best country when it comes to winning the AFCON in Cameroon. And they are one of the countries no matter baby you will see AFCON no about Rich no you from they have that kind of character. And they should be very, very careful. And now Burkina Faso for no. They didn't prepare for the Ivory Coast team. Mama game no cry yefe.
Pass bia no me dey
Marriage.
Untimi attack
Ivory Coast Egypt. Mama game na untimi separate omo. If the game na nkoso ama hu the Asia. Look, South Ivory Coast team now as defending champion they are doing well. So when you compare Egypt, the last time you said they say oh Egypt Benin or how much no boy now results was deceiving. And no Mama catch us say can't you be say Egypt? They need only character. Ivory Coast may look favorite on paper against Egypt, but when the game is Shaswa, the Egyptians know what they can stretch games, stretch it. And Pili said they know Algeria for the year they are going to go for. You know, so we that's like one moment. Now either Omar Marmoush and I say Trezike mu Bob Pumne Tomwa. I guess I grab answer. And see the matchups are crazy. And if you're you have games to build. All right. The AFCON.
Infam referee na a brand copa say 43. Dia kan yemfa enye hands ne kotoko ni na mo.
Abra ko nyina ya semi say ba ko pe.
Yeah.
Gazali grad and no e kan.
So ono so or patch.
Exactly.
And hands so be patch.
And